Gorman in the morning, Minnesota's 92 KQRS Friday. I'm very happy to say it's Friday, September the 19th, and I am here with Paul Fletcher.
The only thing wrong that you did wrong there was it's not KQRS today. It's KQRS because it's National Talk Like a Pirate Day.
Wow.
Yes.
Fair enough.
One of my favorite days. It's also National Butterscotch Pudding Day, in case you care.
Oh, okay.
Butterscotch pudding, pretty damn good.
That'll work for me. Yeah. Ryder?
Favorite band? I mean, it rotates, but in general, the Black Crowes, I guess. Yeah.
It's Gorman! Yeah!
Do you yell that every time you come?
Wow. I forgot about that little nugget from Chris Porter.
I love you so much. Steve Gorman!
Wow.
I thought I was the only one that did that when I beep. Hey!
I only get to play that like 2 or 3 times a year, but he's going to be on the show today.
He will be. Chris Porter's going to join us at about 8:25. He's with Bert Kreischer at the Grand Casino Arena tomorrow night in St. Paul.
Damn straight.
Oh, you mean the show that we're giving away tickets to at about 7:25. We got a lot going on here today.
Yeah.
Let's get right to it. I'm feeling Minnesota. Paul, give me some headlines.
All right, for the second year in a row and the third time in 4 years, Minneapolis-St. Paul International Airport has been named the best in North America. J.D. Power just released its 2025 North American Airport Satisfaction Survey, an annual report that digs into travelers' opinions and on airports in a variety of categories, which are, in order of importance, listed by them: level of trust with the airport, terminal facilities, airport staff, departure to airport experience, food, beverage, and retail, and arrival from airport experience. I love how food, beverage, and retail is more important than your arrival.
Sure. Can I say something? I don't travel as much as I used to, but I used to a lot. But since I've gotten to town, I have flown a good bit. I mean, I do a lot of weekend trips.
Yep.
1,000% agree.
Okay.
And I thought that before I lived here. This airport, if you don't know how great it is, go to a whole bunch of other airports. Make no mistake. It's so easy. This airport, and I'll just give my most recent example, the Nashville airport, which has been completely rebuilt and gorgeous and really amazing, and people love it. MSP Airport has twice as many flights a day and half as crowded. I don't know how they do that.
Wow.
But the line is I've never seen a line more than 10 minutes long at any time of day, except on there was a Friday morning over the holidays morning when I saw long lines at MSP, but they were moving really fast.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm just so into that airport. Anytime I go, I'm still like, this airport is so easy to deal with and so great and so easy. That's it. Anyway, I'm done. Rant over. I love the airport.
That's a good rant, though.
Yeah.
Well, here's the opposite end of that. A French air traffic controller decided to take a mid-shift nap and kept a plane in the air because of it. A flight from Paris to Corsica was left circling over the Mediterranean as the worker slept for 18 minutes. That's when firefighters broke into the control tower and woke him up. The flight landed safely, and an investigation into the snooze fest is underway. They do not suspect alcohol. In fact, they tested negative for alcohol.
Well, then he's going to have to carry that whole "I must have fainted" to the grave, because man, you got to come up with an excuse quick.
Yeah, you can't sleep for 18 minutes while you're doing that job, I don't think.
I've slept for 18 minutes while doing radio, and no one noticed. But see, that's radio. That's not air traffic control.
That's theater of the mind.
Yeah.
This is landing planes.
Yeah, that's right. Very different.
Coachella Music and Arts Festival just unveiled its 2026 lineup, and it's really kind of become a pretty pop-centric thing the last few years. This time, we've got some rock. We've got The Strokes, Iggy Pop, Nine Inch Nails, Turnstile, Devo, David Byrne, Interpol. Tickets go on sale today in case you want to head west to the legendary Gathering in Indio, California.
I'd like to just give a shout out to St. Vincent and Olivia Rodrigo for introducing David Byrne to many new generations of fans.
100%.
That dude is back. He's hip as hell. And,
Yeah.
and kudos to those women who are far, far younger from a very different generation going, hey, this guy's kind of freaky and cool. By the way, you said Music and Arts Festival? Mm-hmm. Really?
Yeah, that's
The,
what they call it.
arts.
Art's code for drugs.
I
think so.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. That's a performing art in itself.
For sure. According to a new study, not studio, wild chimpanzees in Africa consume the equivalent of about 2.5 human alcoholic drinks per day just by munching on ripe fermented fruit. Researchers believe the chimps may seek out the taste of alcohol because it lets them know the food has high sugar and nutrient content. But the researchers also admit that the chimps might just simply enjoy a buzz.
Who doesn't?
Well, hell yeah.
Yeah,
2.5 drinks. That's even over my limit. Doctor says 1 a day.
I've seen chimps. I've spent some time watching chimps in zoos, and I'm like, how do you know when they're not drunk? They all act the same. They're just like, come on, man.
Yeah, they kind of just lay around, throw things at each other.
Every now and again, they look at you like, what are you looking at?
Yeah.
That's what I do when I'm drunk.
Fling
what are you
poo.
looking at? Let's talk about sports here briefly. The Vikings, as we mentioned yesterday, the Skull booty call Cam Akers has come back to the team. This is his third stint. He was in New Orleans for the preseason, working out. He's trying to get a roster spot with the Saints. Asked about coming back to the Vikings for the third time, he said, it's like water. Free flowing, come in, hit the ground, get rolling. I know pretty much everything. I'm just hearing it again and doing it again. Yeah, man.
All right.
Yeah,
What
Cam
was that he
Akers.
said?
Yeah.
It's like water.
It's like water.
Flowing,
Free
hit
flowing.
the ground rolling.
You know it.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, man. He could very well be activated on game day. He would be Jordan Mason will be the starter, of course, but you might see Cam on the field. By the way, 26 years old, 502 carries in his career, 2,000 yards, 13 touchdowns. I mean, he's a good run. You know, he's had a nice run at it, if you will.
Yeah, I mean, don't they almost have to activate him this weekend? Isn't
I would
everybody
imagine.
else hurt?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Let's talk hockey briefly. Kirill Kaprizov on the ice, looking exactly the same, according to everyone who's watching the team get ready for the season. That's nothing. There's nothing surprising about that. When asked about what's going on in his with some microphones in his face, he goes, my job is to focus on hockey and camp right now.
Yep.
He said the contract thing, that's not my job.
Yeah.
So that's his
fair.
way of saying, we're going to get everything we need out of this deal.
Yep.
Let's see. I did see this quote. Bill Guerin, president of hockey operations, said he said he really hopes that no other teams are tampering with Kaprizov. Bill, I hate to tell you, they're all tampering with Kaprizov. Trust me.
He's trying to come up with an excuse already.
Man, he says, we have protection. I won't get into it, but if that's the case, we'll handle it. Yeah, let me tell you, they're coming. The telegrams are a slinging
Hell yes, they are.
all around the world.
Yeah, 100%.
Kirill, stop. Would love to talk if you have a chance. Stop. Hey, Roseville. What's up, Roseville? Glad
Hell
to hear
yeah.
you.
Home to Hummus Bob. Roseville.
Hell yeah, Hummus Bob.
And home of the nation's first ever Target back in the day.
Is that true?
Yeah,
100%
Target
true.
001, right there in
Holy
Roseville.
crap. I've been
betcha.
there and didn't even realize I was on sacred ground.
Well, yeah.
Man,
They
that
didn't
is-
give you a medallion when you walked through the doors?
That's a real disappointment.
I'm sorry to hear that.
There's a lot to be said about In-N-Out Burger, the California-based
Best.
burger chain.
Best.
It's gone east slowly. It's in there. You can get them in Nevada. You can get them in now Texas, and soon you will be able to get it in Tennessee. It's a very
Need it
unique
here.
entire operating process they have. They won't be here anytime soon. But
I know.
hate
I
to
need
tell
it.
you.
I need it.
It's not only a good burger, but they've got some awesome protocols on how to deal with the D-bags in line. Seriously, I'll tell you all about it. Listen, Joe Strummer would probably hate to think of The Clash as a band that you crank up on Friday morning to get hyped for the weekend, but sorry, Joe.
Do it anyway.
Dems the breaks.
Yeah.
Gorman in the morning with Fletcher and Ryder, Minnesota's 92 KQRS. If you ever find yourself in Texas or Nevada or California and you want to go get yourself a burger, you should try the In-N-Out Burger.
Double with cheese.
A lot of people will fight you. It's the greatest burger in the world. I don't think it is, but
Best
I
fast
do really
food, though.
enjoy it.
Best fast food burger.
It's I wouldn't even say that.
Really?
Because I'd say there's even better burgers. There's burgers I prefer even just in L.A. because L.A. is, of course, the mecca for fast food, generally speaking.
Okay.
And it doesn't get enough love as a burger town. But that said, I do really enjoy an In-N-Out. I had one 2 weeks ago. Pro tip: if you go order the fries, get them well done. That's important. But so they can, and they're famous for a family-owned business. They do things a certain way. They do things the right way. It is fresh food. There's never a can opener. Nothing's frozen. Blah 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 blah. But what's really cool about In-N-Out Burger? Well, two things. One, they have a secret menu. There's all sorts of ways you can order your burger that you just have to know. It's the original IYK. If you know, you know type of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
And one of the first times I was ever at In-N-Out, I heard the guy next to me ordering. I was like, excuse me, what are you talking about? He's like, secret menu, dumbass. I'm like, wow. And then, of course, it just makes me want to join the cult.
Yeah.
How dare you keep something from me? But they are even cooler because of this. You can't go to...
Sorry.
I was going to say, you can't go to an In-N-Out Burger without a long drive-through line.
Yes.
It's just always packed. And if you see somebody cutting line, don't worry, In-N-Out's going to handle it.
Everybody's waiting in line on this side street. There's so many cars in line. This silver Toyota cuts everybody right at the corner of the side street in the driveway. And I see it all happen. The staff still takes their order and everything. That guy just cut everybody. There's no way. So when it was my turn to order, I placed my order and then I was like, by the way, that silver Toyota cut everybody in line. He's like, oh yeah, I saw them do that. They put a home run note is what he called it, which basically means that they're going to take his order, but they'll tell him to pull out, put his blinkers on in the front, and then they're just going to take way longer to make his order as if he were to wait in line anyways. I love In-N-Out so much.
Nice.
There's a lot of little things like that about In-N-Out. And I know I have one friend whose kid worked at an In-N-Out for years, and he said they have a million little protocols like that.
Wow.
Just all kinds of ways to deal with rude customers in the store, all sorts of things to deal with people who, if they just take a shine to you, it's just a fascinating company.
Clever.
But this is great. Guy cuts in the drive-through line, cuts off a few people. I imagine there was everybody's coming in from the right. He saw a gap. He busted in from the left. Whatever it is,
right.
He clearly broke protocol. And I love the fact that they teach their people who, and by the way, you don't order at a speaker. There's a person standing there,
really?
with an iPad.
Okay.
Just to keep it moving quicker and quicker and quicker. And that person sees you cut line and it's like, hey, how you doing? What can I get for you? And then you're going to be sitting 30 minutes waiting for your food off to the side with your blinkers on.
Yes.
So not only are you waiting for your food, you're doing the thing with the blinkers over in the side space. So everybody that knows you're the douchebag.
It's like a dunce cap.
Yes.
I'm putting a dunce cap on you and putting you in the corner.
Awesome.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's
I
like
love
that Instagram account. It's like cart narcs. It's people who just go around and yell at people who don't return the grocery carts in parking lots. Yes, indeed.
If I find myself in LA, I'm not going to those other burger joints that you mentioned. I'm going back to In-N-Out just simply because of this stuff.
Yeah. Another hot tip. Just throw in the word peppered next time you're ordering an In-N-Out burger. Trust me. They'll put spicy peppers and grill them in the patty. Whoa.
Oh.
Yeah,
buddy.
Yeah, there's a lot going on there.
Love that.
Big fan. Hey, it's a special day for all of us because this year's Toy Hall of Fame nominations have been released.
Okay.
Let's rock. Let's talk about the toys that some of these I can't believe they're not already in. Is there no justice? That's in 5 minutes and 2 songs. Gorman in the morning. Minnesota's 92 KQRS. Okay, the Toy Hall of Fame.
Yes, the people who brought you stick.
That's exactly right. The Toy Hall of Fame has announced their nominees for this year. And we got some good ones on there. The Hall of Fame finalists. I'm just going to jump right in and say, how on earth is Battleship not already in the Toy Hall of Fame?
It's mind-boggling.
It's on the list this year, but what on earth? This is like 1995 at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame going, wait a minute, Kiss is not in here yet? What the hell's happening?
Right.
It's the Hall of Fame, not the Hall of Artistic Integrity. What in the world? Who hasn't sat there for hours and days and weeks and months of their childhood rocking Battleship?
Are you saying Battleship is the Kiss of toys?
Well, not necessarily, but it's probably been called worse.
Yeah.
But I mean, come on, G4, you sunk my Battleship. There's generations of kids understand that.
Yeah.
When they screwed up Battleship when they tried to modernize it. You know, there was a time when my kids were little, let's get Battleship. And then it was like they had all these newfangled, I don't even remember because I refused to play it. I was like, no, we're getting an old Battleship. You don't need anything new. It's just great, simple. And of course, the fights around the Gorman household, it's not strategy, it's luck. It's strategy. It says you think it's luck because you're no good.
Right.
Yeah.
1,000%. Yeah.
Yeah. I would always opt for the Armada center. When I was playing someone that I'd never played, I'd line them all up right in one clump, right in the middle of the board. All of them.
Oh, you did that?
Smart.
It's because you take a chance. You know, either you're going to lose real fast or you're going to win.
Yeah.
More often than not, you know, no one's dumb enough to Armada their ships. Oh yeah, this kid was.
100%.
Man, I love me some Battleship.
When they started adding lights and sounds and stuff, though, you're right. I have
crazy.
to agree, yeah.
Okay, here's another one that I'm going to just get your. This is a great one for the state of Minnesota. Snow.
I don't get this. Is there a thing they made snow, like fake snow, for kids to play with?
No, snow. Real
actual snow.
Yeah.
Like Ryder said, the stick has been inducted into the Toy Hall of Fame. Because you know, hey, what can you do with a stick? Whatever, a lot of things.
Yeah.
I stormed Normandy Beach with a stick in my hand dozens of times as a kid.
100%.
Dozens, hundreds.
I had my very own castle made of snow.
See?
Back in the day.
There you have it.
Yeah.
Snowman's confusing me, though. Not snowman or snowball, but just snow.
You get kind of like stick. You do what you want with it.
Sure.
Yeah. I have a feeling that the Toy Hall of Fame is probably not going to distinguish all the individual snow activities. They're just saying, you know what, snow, be happy that you're a finalist.
It's just listed as snow.
Yeah.
Well, then I think we're getting the shaft on that one. I think there should be a snowball, snow castle, snowman, or snow fort.
What? Yeah, that you can't have
and then we get in there more and more.
Nah, sorry. That's what they're trying to avoid. You know, then you're going to be saying like fir tree stick, elm stick, pine stick. We don't need that. How about this? Catan, the board game.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm blanking on that one.
Never played. I've had people tell me, like, what is it, Bridges of Catan? Is that the one? Or there's a bunch of them. And anybody I know that plays it loves it. And we got it. I purchased one of the Catan games for the family at Christmas.
The Settlers of Catan, yeah.
I got that, I think it was 2020. I think it was first Christmas COVID. We'd all been locked in, the whole thing. And I was like, we'll play a board game. Never even took the plastic off the box. It still sits there. Anybody got
That's
a Catan?
shame.
No, I guess this isn't a Catan group. But
sorry, I'm not paying attention. I'm just spamming snow for the votes.
That happens.
Great.
The people that I know that play that Catan thing absolutely love it.
Yeah, I've heard that too from a bunch of friends. Other radio friends of mine actually play it like relentlessly.
Oh, crazy. But yeah, there's some other good ones. Here's one. Another one I'm surprised is not in there yet. For the probably hands down the most annoying toy that has ever been sold to the greater American public, Tickle Me Elmo.
Yeah.
When the guy that voiced Elmo got arrested for some weird stuff a few years ago, I didn't celebrate, but I was like,
the whole world was happy.
Yeah, it's just like, I mean, and I know they probably just replaced him with a sound-alike, but still, it was like, you know what, man, you earned that. You just annoyed. There was a Tickle Me Elmo in our house, and good God almighty, I hated every second of that thing.
I bet you did.
Did you have to like fight when that was the Christmas toy? Did you fight people off at Target to get one for the kids?
No.
You had a hookup?
No, I just don't remember that being the case at all. I probably didn't get it the first year it came out. I mean, it was probably a different time. But I just know that just hearing that right there, it just raised my pulse. Just went right up. A few more to share with you. A couple I like and a couple I can't believe are on this list. 651-989-ROCK. I'm serious. I want to know from anybody I want to know what this whole Catan thing's all about. Somebody explain this to me. Other toys you think should be in there. 651-989-ROCK. Gorman in the morning with Fletcher and Ryder, Minnesota's 92 KQRS. We're talking about toys. The National Museum of Play has your Toy Hall of Fame.
All right.
Up in, I believe, Rochester, New York. They have announced this year's nominees. The ones we've discussed already. Snow is a nominee. Snow is a nominee.
I'm on Team Snow.
Yep.
Battleship is a nominee. Connect 4. How is that not already in there?
Oh, yeah. I like some Connect 4.
Yeah. But here's one, and I'll just tell you right now, man, no one was ever happier on planet Earth in the early 80s when a little something called Trivial Pursuit hit the scene.
Yeah, that fits your memory perfect.
Man, I don't think anybody, there are people walking around Western Kentucky University going, there's the guy, you couldn't beat him at Trivial Pursuit? That guy was a jerk. Man, there's occasionally having a ridiculously fine-tuned memory is helpful. And one of the few times it actually helps is when someone says, let's play Trivial Pursuit.
Yeah.
And I just sit there and go, nah, okay. Let's do it. Text line 651-989-ROCK.
This is a good question from a 651 area code. If the Toy Hall of Fame is inducting snow, is sand already in there or is that coming?
I feel like sand is in there.
Okay.
I
Really?
feel like it is.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on, I'm gonna look it up.
By the way, I've talked about this every year for years. Every time they announce I'm always fascinated by this very story. And I feel like in the last few years, sand
is in the Hall of Fame 2021.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, sure.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's any toy that's everywhere and free should be in. Like we said, stick.
Sure. Stick's
Right?
in there.
The stick is in. Yeah. There was, I think Uno went in last year or the year before. Again,
Nice.
couldn't believe it took that long to get in. But here's another one that's up for this year. Cornhole.
Oh.
Not bags.
Not
Cornhole.
bigs. Bigs.
Here's my. I mean, there's a lot of finalists, and you get to vote. So,
Yeah.
but my stance is that if Trivial Pursuit, Battleship, Connect 4 aren't in, then Cornhole doesn't even get a nominee yet. Like, calm down.
Yeah. Well, it's like wait, Foreigner's not in, but the White Stripes. I mean, whether you prefer one or the other, one's been around forever.
Yeah.
Cornhole does seem to be a more recent vintage. I mean, bags have been around for a long time, but cornhole as a thing. When did they start calling it cornhole? Because I was late to the game. The first time someone said, do you want to play cornhole? My response was, hey, watch your mouth. We don't know each other that well.
I think it's always been cornhole, actually.
Okay.
We've always called it bags, but I believe the official name has always been cornhole, which is just weird to me.
Oh, check this out. I skipped this one. Sorry, Ryder.
Go for it.
The Star Wars lightsaber on the list for Toy Hall of Fame.
All right.
Did not realize.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
It's another one that seems super recent because when I was a kid and Star Wars was a thing, you didn't have lightsabers.
Yeah, that's very true.
That came out in more, that one doesn't do much for me.
They got pretty popular when the prequels came out.
Okay.
Like a bunch of kids I had to babysit for had those fake lightsabers.
Oh, let me tell you something. In the summer of '77, if they'd had a lightsaber on the market, I mean, and I wasn't even like a Star Wars obsessed kid, but I would have been like, oh my God, I've got to get one.
Hell
Let's
yeah.
go. That would have been awesome. Ooh, the Spirograph is up this year. How you see? Here I am again. How are some of these not already on in the thing? All right, fair enough. We got a few more to get into. Maybe we'll come back. You never know. 651-989-ROCK. If there's a question you have about the Toy Hall of Fame and you don't want to look them up, hit us up. I mean, we're here. We're an all service 247 kind of vibe. We got headlines in about 5 minutes and 2 songs. Gorman in the morning. Minnesota's 92 KQRS. This is something that happens around here a lot of times. It's fun. Right when a song's about to end, I look over and Ryder's staring at me like, you're supposed to talk in a second, right? And it's a really calm, placid, it's a friendly face, but I see in her eyes, she just wants to distract. You better get on a microphone, dude. It's a hell of a producer right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Little does she know, though, that you're telling me really important stories.
I am telling you important stories.
That's right.
This stuff matters. When this song came out, and I was in 10th grade, I was with this girl. Yeah, these are important things, but nothing
100%.
more important than the headlines, Paul Fletcher. I'm feeling Minnesota. Load me up.
All right, check this out. A Minnesota woman has been sentenced to more than 4 years in prison after she embezzled more than $2.7 million from her employer to pay off gambling debts.
Wow.
I kind of like her.
I mean,
that'll be followed by 3 years of supervised release in a U.S. district court this week. She apparently exploited her position as a, quote, trusted member at her company and made 292 payments from company accounts to pay off her personal credit cards.
Holy, do we know the company?
No.
We're just not.
Or even what type of business she worked in?
Hold on. She ran her credit cards into the ground to cover her own gambling debts, couldn't pay them off, and then embezzled. Wow, man, that's a lot of work.
Yeah, it really is.
The people who do that, you just think about, it's like they always say, what if you used your powers for good?
Yeah.
Man.
She was an accounting manager at a surrogacy agency and its affiliated law firm for around 9 years.
Wow.
Wait, so people are trying to grow babies in their bellies.
No, I don't know if it's that kind of. I don't know if it's necessarily that. It sounds more like something. I don't know.
It sounds like an agency that helped out a law firm or something like that. Surrogacy agency.
Wow.
Whatever.
Oh,
so,
okay.
yeah, I think. Anyway, yeah, crazy. Apple's new AirPods Pro 3 will be arriving for pre-orders today. People that pre-ordered will get them today. And many users are impressed with the new features. The earbuds have heart rate sensors, which is pretty wild.
Okay.
They also, this is insane. They also have something called live translation, which allows users to engage in real-time conversations with people speaking different languages. If you both have AirPods, it'll translate live for you.
Wow. Okay.
I've
That's
seen
impressive.
the promo stuff for this, and it looks kind of nuts. Like they show in the commercial two people talking in two different languages, understanding each other. It's insane.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah. A lot of times we make fun of new technology. This is pretty, I just got goosebumps.
Yeah.
This is pretty cool. The iPhone. Oh, sorry.
I'm just thinking about how many times I've ordered food and got something I did not expect at all.
Yeah.
But it was okay because,
Yeah.
hey, we're traveling.
You know what? Give those people some AirPods.
Yeah,
AirPods.
wow.
Get your order right. Yeah.
Fascinating.
The new iPhone 17 in its various forms hit stores today as well. Almost 90% of Americans think it's overpriced. The cheapest iPhone 17, which I believe is the iPhone Air, is $800. It's got a super simple camera and it's super thin, but that's about it. Otherwise, I think you're going backwards in technology. The Pro Max, with its 2 terabytes of storage, runs around $2,000. 90% of Americans think it's overpriced. Your thoughts?
$2,000.
I'm still on. I don't know which iPhone I have, but it still is the old charger. I know that.
Okay.
So I can't use my wife's chargers.
Right. Well, then it's before 15.
But it's now doing all it can to tell me, no, really, you need to update, dude. Like my backspace key, if I'm texting someone, no longer works. So, I'm just, it's slowly making sure I have to replace it soon.
You're probably at a point where you largely get it free.
Well, okay.
Game
So you should
on.
go do that.
All right.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
for sure.
I'm not getting that $2,000 number, though.
Well, that one's with 2 terabytes of storage. You don't need that. So you'd save yourself about $500 in storage.
Fair enough.
David Byrne performed Psycho Killer for the first time since 2006 during the opening night of his Who is the Sky tour. He played a few other Talking Head songs, and while he enjoys revisiting the music, he says, quote, "You can't turn back the clock."
Well, sure.
So his musical evolution, he doesn't have any interest in playing with Talking Heads again. He's doing his thing.
Talking Heads, I got news for everybody that thought last year, like, hey, they got together for a film festival. They're going to reunite. No, they're not.
Not going to happen.
You put 4 people in their 70s in a room that haven't played music together for 40 years, it's going to sound like dung.
Wow.
That's how music works. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
Bono and the Edge will accept the 2025 Woody Guthrie Prize on behalf of U2. The prize is awarded annually to individuals who embody Guthrie's social consciousness and musical legacy.
Right on.
Well earned, right?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
And maybe one of the most bizarre collaborations ever, the Avett Brothers, at least Scott and Steve, I think their names are, and Mike Patton of Faith No More have a new album coming called Avett Patton. They've taken out all the vowels for you. Dropping November 14th. The collab grew out of a mutual admiration with the artists exchanging song ideas that eventually led to the album. Faith No
Listen.
More and the Avets.
Mike Patton's a weird one, so there's nothing off the table when it comes to that dude.
I think there were some emails from people, and it said, hey, we grew up loving Faith No More. Can you get a hold of Mike Patton for us? We'd like to work with him. And then Mike Patton got an email and said, the who now?
The what?
Maybe that's not true, but I'm just speculating.
The Avett Brothers say that they grew up with him, with his music.
I'm not surprised to hear that.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, the Minnesota Vikings will enter this Sunday's game, of course, with Carson Wentz under center. And you may see Cam Akers back, his 3rd stint with the Vikings this week. They called him in. They're like, hey, Aaron Jones is out, Ty Chandler's out, C.J. Ham's out. Hey, girl.
Wanna play football?
Hey, girl, you up? And Cam Akers goes, oh, yeah, I know, I'm up. Let's go. Third time he's been called in similar situations.
Same uniform again. Who dis?
He's jumping in, man. Let's go. Kirill Kaprizov is on the ice with the rest of the Wild. When asked about, hey, what's going on with this contract, dude, he simply said, my job is to focus on hockey and camp right now. Your job is to speculate where you're going to see me play next year. And that's what we're doing. Mm-hmm. You were saying he's not a metropolitan guy. He's not a dude who shows up and thinks, I want to light up Broadway. So you're not expecting to see him on the Rangers. But if he does leave Minnesota, you're thinking, Paul, and you're a guy who keeps your thumb on the pulse, he's very focused on winning more than anything else.
I think that's what it is, and I think he wants to play with somebody of his equal skill level.
Okay.
So, I mean, I see like if he doesn't stay here, because the Wild have a really good young base.
They sure do.
But like he might be seeking something like Edmonton has with Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. So I could see him in Chicago. It's been speculated for a while. Him and Connor Bedard would be kind of a lethal combo if Bedard can figure out something.
I even know that would be like, oh boy.
Yeah. I don't know. It's scary. This whole situation, it's starting to stink to me a little bit.
Interesting, real quick story here. In 1995, this week in 1995, Brian Robb stepped to the plate. His first Major League at-bat as a Minnesota Twin. Okay?
Okay.
They were playing the Oakland A's. Brian is from New Ulm. It's a town of 13,000 people.
Okay.
I'm familiar.
At that at-bat, as he stepped in, the catcher for the Oakland A's, Terry Steinbeck from New Ulm, Minnesota.
Wow.
Oh, damn.
What are the chances?
Very cool.
I mean, they're playing some baseball down there. And here I thought they were just brewing good beer.
Yeah, no,
Crazy.
that's wild. Wow. Cool.
We're talking about the National Toy Hall of Fame has some inductions. A Stratego is already in. And I always wonder to myself, I wonder if they play a lot of Stratego up in Otsego. It's just what comes to mind. You say Stratego, I say Otsego. Call me crazy. Hey, they're rocking some flying cars already over in China. The canary in the coal mine, well, she didn't last long. I'll tell you exactly what I'm talking about. Couple of flying cars. What could go wrong? I'll explain after St. Paul right here with Dyslexic Heart. Gorman in the morning, Minnesota's 92 KQRS. Over in China. You know, China.
Yeah.
Across the Pacific.
Yeah.
Real big country.
Yeah, that place.
Thriving economy. There was an air show. There is an air show that's going on this weekend, and this week some the airplanes, what am I trying to say? They were in rehearsals. Everybody was up in the air, going through their stunts, doing their things, and there were 2 flying cars that are going to be appearing together, flying together. Flying, yeah, man. Hell yeah, it's coming. I mean, the future is here in certain parts of the world already. There are very few flying cars that are up and operational, but 2 of them were flying to prepare for this air show, and they collided in midair.
No.
Now the pilots are okay. Nobody was killed.
Smokes.
One had minor injuries. The other was fine. They were performing stunts in formation and just got a little too close. Now, these are quadcopters, not like flying, not the airplane kind, but more like the helicopter-ish car. You know, they got the little copters. Yeah, lift straight up. One guy did land safely. The other burst into flames upon landing. So this is, as far as anybody knows, the first flying car crash ever.
Well, that's a bummer.
And again, there's a ton of them out there, but it's funny because, you know, they always say history doesn't repeat itself, but it does rhyme.
Okay.
Right. You ever heard that?
I haven't. No, I like it though.
It's better, yeah, because it's similarly. That's 2025. 2 flying cars in China. They accidentally smashed into each other.
That's crazy.
In 1895, the state of Ohio had exactly 2 cars.
Okay.
So.
And
All right.
they managed to crash into each other.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Were they in formation doing
No.
stunts? No.
One was coming one way, one was coming the other. There was one vehicle. There was a guy named James William Lambert who's trying to get trying to invent the first car.
Yeah.
He hit a tree root, lost control, and smashed into the only other car in the entire state.
Wow.
What did they have in those cars? Magnets? What the hell?
It's 1895. Can't you just say, hey, move, guy? And then he has like 4 minutes to respond because he's going 2.5 miles an hour.
You would think. So, you know, like I say, it's not exactly repeating itself, but it rhymes. You know, flying cars in 2025, cars in 1895.
Go buy a lotto ticket.
Man, hey, you know what? Why not?
Yeah.
It's Friday.
Hitting all the numbers.
I do know that. It's
that's bizarre.
It's just how these things go. Bert Kreischer is at the Grand Casino Arena. You notice every time I say this, I stop, I turn, I go Grand Casino Arena.
I have, yeah.
Pretty soon it's going to be natural.
You can just say the X.
Oh,
whatever.
man, I was over there at the Grand Casino Arena. I got to start practicing that. Bert, thank you. Bert's at the X tomorrow night with Chris Porter.
Hell yeah.
A little over an hour from right now, Chris Porter is going to join us on the show. He's a very funny gentleman. And in just a few minutes, we're going to play a little something. We're going to listen to some speed tracks and give away some Bert Kreischer tickets. That's even cooler. That's in 5 minutes and 2 songs. Gorman in the morning, Minnesota's 92 KQRS. Bert Kreischer headlining the Grand Casino Arena over in St. Paul tomorrow night. If you prefer to call it the X, I'm not going to mind. Chris Porter will be appearing with Bert Kreischer. Chris Porter, friend of Gorman in the morning, is now on the horn. Good morning, brother.
What up, Steve?
Chris Porter, we just listened to some Pink Floyd. You're a guitarist. Are you a Gilmore guy?
Yeah, I mean, you know,
as
I
much
love
as
Pink
anybody.
Floyd.
Yeah.
They're the best. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you ever see Pink Floyd back in the day?
No, I didn't get into them until I was older. I feel like because I guess I didn't do a lot of illegal substances in high school.
Right.
But as I grew older, I grew to be like, oh, this weird music is actually very cool.
Yeah, I think that's how a lot of us come across Pink Floyd. Chris, when's the last time you were in a batting cage?
I would say 2.5 years ago, before, because I used to play in a recreational softball league.
Oh, nice. How's the stroke?
Pretty good. I'm good for an Oppo taco every once in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Oppo taco.
So you have been, how long has it been since you moved back to Kansas City from L.A.?
I moved back in January of this year, right before the big blizzard. So well timed on my part.
All right. So you're what, 10 months now, or coming up on 10 months back in the hometown. How's it going so far?
Oh, I love it. I got caught in rush hour the other day. It added 9 minutes to my trip. So it's pretty great. I can't. The only thing I don't like about living in Kansas is the sushi.
Little different, little bit of a drop off from LA, I would imagine.
Yeah, there's a lot more bass on the menu, which is weird.
Sure, that is a little strange. Your pop's still working on some barbecue, though, I imagine.
Oh, yeah. Dad can still, and he's retired now, so he can make all the barbecue you want because he's got 9 hours.
Yeah.
Focused.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's important. Did you get out to any ball games this year? Did you go to Kaufman? Did you see the Royals?
I did. I went to opening day for the first time, which was awesome.
Yeah.
And then, I went to a few games throughout. I even got to sit in the owner's suite one day.
Nice.
And, yeah, I don't know if you've ever had mahi-mahi, but it's quite pretty cool at the stadium.
Yeah, I don't. When I think of Royals baseball, a lot of things come to mind. George Brett and Bo Jackson and those fountains, but not mahi-mahi, oddly enough.
Well, that's what do you think are in the fountains?
Yeah. That's exactly right. That keeps them fresh. All that aerated air. The fountains keep the oxygen pumping through those bodies of water out there.
That's what they're there for. Is for the Kansas City sushi.
So you're over at the XL Energy Center. It's now called the Grand Casino Arena, but it's the home of the Minnesota Wild over in St. Paul with your buddy Bert Kreischer tomorrow night. You and Bert have done a lot of gigs together.
Yeah, and also what I noticed is you can rename a venue no matter how many times you want to. It will always be the original name.
Of always. That's exactly how that should go.
1,000%.
It'll always be Staples Center in L.A. Kansas City has a place called Sandstone that has been named after 47 banks since I was a child.
Yeah.
And everyone still just calls it Sandstone.
Yeah, I was going to mention that. I was going to say, what's the one in KC? But that's it. Exactly. There's the outdoor shed where all the concerts happen. There's a very famous one outside of Boston that is, it's forever. It's the Tweeter Center, and it's no longer that, but that's all it's ever going to be to anybody that's ever played there. That's how that works.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know why these companies should just be like Sandstone by Gary's place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey man, what did Ruth do when she bought Chris's Steakhouse? She didn't call it Ruth's Steakhouse. She called it Ruth's Chris Steakhouse.
Yeah, she's like, it's mine now.
Yeah, it's mine. I'm keeping the name and adding my name. I'm not changing the name. So, yeah, you're exactly right. That's how that should work. I'm
pretty smart, Steve.
No, Chris, that's what I've loved about you the most. The searing intellect that permeates through everything you do. So we're already off, and we're already having quite a year up here in the land of the Vikings. But not quite like your Chiefs, the team that everyone expects greatness from. What's the vibe in Kansas City right now with the 0-2 start?
Fear. I'm going to call it fear, Steve.
Okay. Yeah.
The defense we're all right about, and the offense is just the same as last year. It's just broken. Something's wrong with it. It's like an '87 Monte Carlo. Like, it gets you to the end of the season, but it wasn't a fun ride.
Yeah, I understand. That makes last year especially. I mean, you got there questioning what was the team last year, 15-2, and it seemed every week there was another cause for concern, and yet they kept winning until the very end. A season most fans would take happily.
Yeah, we picked a bad day to not play well.
Yeah,
and no, last year was a 4-month heart attack. Every Sunday, because there wasn't I don't think there was a single game over a one-score win or loss. And so when we got to the Super Bowl, it was almost kind of a relief. The game was over by the fourth quarter. We could go do other things.
Yeah, that's very true. So growing up in Kansas City, I mean, I'm just thinking off the top of my head, the Royals had some really good years, but the Chiefs, the glory year, you showed up after their initial glory days of the 60s. It was kind of bleak there for a while, I guess. When you were like your high school years, what were the Chiefs doing?
That's right when they first started when they started to be competitive again.
Okay.
We had to all go buy new Chief stuff.
Yeah.
Because you're right, the 80s and the 90s were bleak. And then the early 90s, we signed this guy, Joe Montana. I don't know if you've heard of him.
Heard of him. Yeah.
But and that kind of started everything. So like 96, 97, when I was in high school, we had Derek Thomas and Neil Smith.
Sure.
And it. Yeah, I just feel like we were the Bengals during that time where it was like every year we're like, this is it, and then something would happen, and we're like, well, never mind.
In those high school years, were you getting out and seeing a lot of gigs?
Like Chiefs games or
no, touring, like shows, concerts, and bands and clubs or arenas or what? Were you already really into live music?
96 was my first Crow show. Live.
Very
and
good.
I loved you guys since I was a kid. I'd never really seen you though. Mm-hmm. So when I showed up for the Amorica tour, which was you guys at your aesthetic best, I just remember showing up and being like, who are these dudes? Because I would never hang out with them in real life. And
yeah, right.
And then Nick Lowry, the Kansas City Chiefs kicker, came and tapped on my shoulder. He was like, "You're in my seat, kid. You are ill-dressed for this concert." He was like, "Can wear khakis and a silk shirt."
Yeah, right.
That was funny. Not the 96 Crows vibe by any stretch.
Where was that? Like the Sailors and what's that venue called there? The Yeah. That rings a very vague bell. Those were cloudy days, as they say.
Yeah, that was when you guys had Dirty Dozen open for you, and you all just walked out like, we've been partying since the last show.
Well, yeah. There was a lot of. Excellent. There was a lot of. Oh, it's Wednesday. There was a lot of that back then. and then the answer was always and. Well, I don't know. I just realized it was Wednesday. It doesn't change anything. Doesn't mean anything.
We're still going to get really drunk and play this show.
Yeah, the salad days. There was a gig on that tour. That was 95, actually, that one you're talking about. And there was okay. I've told the story before. The drunkest I ever not walking off stage, but walking onto the stage to start a night was with the Dirty Dozen Brass Band. We played in Pensacola, and they all drove over from New Orleans that day with a ton of crawfish, and we had a big crawfish boil before the show. And what comes along with that is just cases of Budweiser on that day.
Sure.
And I went to the stage going, oh no, this is going to be bad. Like, holy crap! And I wasn't still a kid. I was like 30 that year, and I was like, oh no, I'm way too drunk to play a show. And the only thing that saved me was there's one person in the building drunker than me, and that was our singer.
That helps. That certainly helps.
I mean, literally, if he hadn't been how he was, I would have been like the scapegoat for the night, but he was even worse. And I remember like 3 songs in going, oh, this is great.
Yes.
This is so great. No one else is even aware of how wasted I am. Because those were good days. Chris Porter's on the horn with us. He's at the X tomorrow night, the Grand Casino Arena tomorrow night. That's not 2 shows. That's 1 show at 2 different named places over in St. Paul with his buddy Bert Kreischer. And if you get a chance to get there and see Chris, you will be richly rewarded. I've been in Minnesota now going on 3 years, and this has got to be your 3rd or 4th time in this area since then, I think. You're up here a good bit.
Yeah, no, and I love it too. Minneapolis is one of my favorite cities to hang out in, and this will be. I mean, as much as I love Acme, I've never even seen this arena, so it's going to be fun.
Oh, it will be fun, yeah. And Bert, I think Bert's done it before. I think the last time he was here, he was there as well. So what's the what's the rest of your year like? Are you on the road through the fall, or are you kicking back a bit? What's happening?
No, I'm back on the road. I'm pretty much straight through. I got a few weddings to attend, none of which are mine.
Okay.
And I just so I'm going to do that. But yeah, I just recorded a new special in April.
Nice.
So I'm just hard at work trying to make a new hour. So when I show up, you're not like, I heard this one.
Yeah, right. That's important. You got to keep it fresh. Mm-hmm. What's the general time frame? A new hour takes you what? A year?
18 months.
18 months.
Kind of standard fare. Yeah, that's what Carlin said. If you don't have a new one every 18 months, you're lazy. But also, he didn't have Instagram. So
it's fair.
Yeah,
it's fair.
He definitely was a man he was born at the right time for him, to be sure. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, not to knock anything he or any of the greats did, but that was, they just wrote jokes all day. They didn't have to make sure they had followers or
that's very true.
Had to go live,
That makes perfect sense. Chris Porter on Gorman in the morning. He's with Bert Kreischer tomorrow at the X, the Grand Casino in St. Paul. What are you going to leave us with? Do you have an inspirational quote? Do you have a poem you want to share, or do you just want to, or do you just want to hang up the phone?
Sometimes you get kicked in the nuts. That's it.
All right.
There it is. That's tombstone worthy right there.
That's so much more profound than
realize Chris
maybe
Porter.
people realize.
Sometimes you get kicked in the nuts. That's gorgeous.
It's incredibly profound right now.
Well, brother, I think I told you this in a text. I'd be at the show if it weren't for Farm Aid. It's the only conflict. I'm going to be checking out Willie and Neil and Bob. Ryder?
I'm going to see Chris.
Ryder's going to see
Bob,
Chris.
Betty. I'm going to see you.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I appreciate it, and I hope you come back and say hello. And I hope you get to say hi to Willie, because there's not a lot of chances left.
No, there's not. It's important. Willie, Neil, and Bob. I mean, none of these guys are, on their first lap, as they say. So,
Neil and Bob Dylan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you're not going to understand a word.
No, not at all. That's the whole point. No, it's called fun with phonetics. That's how that works.
For the musical equivalent of walking into a Bob Evans.
Chris Porter, tomorrow night at the X. Thank you, brother. It's always a pleasure.
Thank you, guys.
See you, man.
Bye.
Gorman in the morning, Minnesota's 92 KQRS. Today's bargument, if you could experience one food or drink for the first time again, what would it be? This subject was inspired by the fact that the first ever Taco Bell in Ireland recently opened. Okay. It's on a roadway, on a highway, like a motorway services stop. You pull in, you get gas, you got a few restaurants, you got a little gift shop, all those things. And now, for the first time in Ireland, a Taco Bell is available. And if you're wondering what Irish people think of Taco Bell...
The Crunchwrap Supreme. It was a lovely, meaty, cheesy experience.
I'm going to try it with some of the fire sauce. This might be dangerous for an Irishman to attempt.
It was.
This is actually my very first taco of all time. I've never consumed one before, so if I get the technique wrong, my apologies. I'm a huge fan of that.
The burrito and the nachos were probably my favorite. I thought everything was nice, very fresh. I didn't even know Taco Bell did chicken. It was everything I'd ever imagined.
It was everything I had ever imagined.
I wonder what he imagined.
I mean, it's a limited imagination or a really wide-ranging meal. One or the other. Somewhere in the middle.
I mean, they don't have a lot of cuisine like that over there, so the whole thing was probably like, wow, this is nuts.
Yeah, you definitely don't need to try the Mexican food in the British Isles or Ireland. No, I mean, it's like they have it, but why?
Yeah.
You know, it's just not quite the same.
Yeah, just get a shepherd's pie.
Yeah. Go with what they know. Mm-hmm. Is there a certain so this guy's clearly, I love in that he goes, all right, and he takes a bite and immediately goes, now I love that, or he said like the immediate reaction. Yes. Oh, that's magical.
I can't get past taco. It's so
taco.
Great. I love how he says it.
It's definitely got like, green hearts, blue diamonds. It's got that beat by a mile. Ryder, what would be, if one thing, food or drink, if you could go back and re-experience that first time, what would it be?
Oh man, well, my first sip of beer was not great, so I had to acquire the taste for that one. I don't know if this is regional or not, but I'm gonna say my grandma Amy used to make cream puffs. Do you guys know about these?
Yeah, I know about cream puffs.
Steve raised his eyebrows.
Not sure.
Okay, it must be regional then, but it's like a super soft pastry.
Okay.
And then inside there's like she made it by hand, but it must be some kind of whipped cream, and then she would drizzle chocolate all over it.
Okay, sure. I do know what that is. Yeah.
So tasty. And when I was a kid, I thought like she was a witch or something, because I mean, they were so good. And how did she get air inside of the cream puff? I had no idea. But
yeah. All right.
That
Very
crunch
good.
was amazing.
Very good.
That's what I got.
All right, Fletcher, what do you got?
So I've got two. One is the fancy version, one's the not so fancy version, and maybe a bit of recency bias, but double with cheese, in and out. If I could have that again for the first time, because I just remember I'd heard so much about it. Yep. I had a girlfriend at the time that lived in California, was doing a long distance thing, and she took me there, and the first time I had built it up in my head, and I went, oh my God, it's that good. And then locally, I got to go with the pork chop at Spoon and Stable. And I know it's like super hoity-toity, but that's Gavin Kaysen's. That's like, to have the balls to open up a restaurant and have the signature piece dish be a pork chop, and then you go there and it's as good as you're said to be. Yeah, that was a pretty amazing first bite.
Okay, you said beer, first beer. I had the similar thing. It took me a minute to come around to beer. However, the first time I had a Guinness in Ireland, I would go back because I had Guinness in the States in the 80s. Like the occasional bar. New York had a lot of pubs, but in the late 80s, not every bar had Guinness on tap. Right. Very few outside of New York. And you'd get it, and people would say, it's not quite as good, but it's still okay. And I would like, The first time I had one in Ireland, it was like, oh, this is a whole different thing. Yeah. And I was genetically predisposed to then shed a tear, which I did.
Great.
But no, like your grandma's cream puffs. My mom, Imelda Gorman, God rest her soul, was not known as a marvel in the kitchen for flavor. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But as far as how much she was making, blue ribbons every day. I mean, she could feed an army, that woman. Right. But she did have a casserole that the first time I ever had it, I was probably 10. And I do remember quite sincerely, like, this is the best food I've ever had. I will never have anything like this again. And I, as a college student, one day was like, Mom, I need that recipe. I have to start making that. And it's just so basic, but it's a casserole. It's white rice, chicken, broccoli, cheese, some onion in there, like 7 sticks of butter, and it's just it's just glop all in a pan. It's just rice, chicken, cheese, and broccoli. Chopped up broccoli, and then again, a ton of cheese melted on top. And I there's just something about that it was kind of life changing. Honestly, because I remember thinking, my mom's probably the greatest cook in the world, and I never knew that till right now. And then the next day, she went back to making what she called goulash, which was just whatever's laying around. And then I was like, okay, maybe it's just that one casserole.
Yeah, but even for that fleeting moment,
That's what I'm saying. No, it was magical, man.
Yeah.
It truly was like, oh my God, this is the perfect balance of everything I love in the world right here.
Yeah, heck yeah.
It's good stuff. So, love you, Mom, but actually the Guinness was better. Okay, Gorman in the morning, working our way through a Friday. We'll be back in 5 minutes and 2 songs. Gorman in the morning, Minnesota's 92 KQRS.
Here we go.
I don't know about you, but when I listen to the rock music, I need a moment to it's just like I'm like, whoa. Man, they nailed that downbeat.
They did.
We're talking a bargain on a Friday afternoon. We're talking about what would you go back and re-experience, food and or drink for the first time again. No shortage of text messages, Paul.
Correct. Eddie said Coney's at the Gopher Bar. Coney dogs.
That's a very good pick.
That'll work.
John said my grandma's empanadas. We just have to take him at his word, but I'm sure they're great.
Okay.
Gina said grandma's potato dumplings.
Ooh.
Oh, man.
Reminds me of Strangers with Candy. You hip to that TV show, Comedy Central in the 90s?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
Jerry
I
Blank, one of the weirdest characters ever.
Okay.
There was just that one episode where the guy goes, Jerry, you going to go to lunch? We're having empanadas. And my wife and I have said that ever since. We're having empanadas. Man, if you miss Strangers with Candy and want to get weird, go find those things.
Mm-hmm.
Steven said Planters PB Crisps.
Ooh,
I'm not familiar with
Planters.
They look like from what I saw, they look like a peanut.
Okay.
But they're maybe like a Cheeto texture.
PB, I just thought they were lead crisps. But then again, I'm a big fan of the atomic chart.
No.
You know how that works.
Oh, yeah.
I do.
For sure.
Peanut butter crisps or lead crisps. Toss a coin.
Sure.
Peanut butter belongs with jelly. Occasionally, if you're drunk on a burger and Brainerd. Otherwise, nowhere else.
No, okay.
That's how I look at it. All right.
I got one more.
Please.
Okay.
612, repeat of first food experience, Norwegian, German, Minnesota born. First time business travel to Japan in 1995. I think you know where he's going with this. First time eating sushi. Now it's a regular family dinner out. Daughter is a hostess at Saki Sushi Chaska. Okay.
Boy, if the first time you eat sushi is in Japan, you're in for a rude awakening when you get back home to America. I can promise you that.
Yes.
All right, we still got the last word to get to, don't we? But before that even, how about some Sublime? Gorman in the morning, Minnesota's 92 KQRS. Over the weekend, I was with a bunch of my family in Michigan, and I saw a few photos of where I was in the photo. Not necessarily just of me, but family photos. Photos that not only had I never seen before, but I didn't even know they existed.
Oh, wow!
And I always love that. Like, oh my God, I didn't know anyone even had a camera that day. It's always like immediate, just pow, and that's always pretty cool. But imagine this. Here's your last word. Imagine being 25 years old. As a young French woman was in 2013, Agnès Bordier. She was a French fashion student living in London, England, and she was looking at a YouTube, scrolling through YouTube. She came across a video that featured an actress in Los Angeles named Samantha Futterman, and Agnès went, that woman looks just like me.
Ooh, doppelganger.
And she showed it to some friends, and they all went, that is you. And she said, no, but she looks just like me. She felt like she was staring into a mirror. So she Googles this actress by name and finds out the actress, just like Agnès, Samantha, had been adopted from Korea 25 years earlier. She was born in Busan on the same day.
No way.
As Agnès. Now, Agnès,
no way.
Yeah. She composes a message and reaches out to Samantha through Facebook. Samantha replies very quickly. They go, holy crap, what is this all about? They piece together their past. They were identical twin sisters, separated at birth. One adopted to a French couple, one adopted to an American couple.
That is
Long lost
insane.
twin sisters.
How about that?
So crazy.
Identical twins. And if you want to see more, there is a documentary called Twinsters that you can find and watch.
Oh, hell yeah.
So, I mean, like, I got excited Saturday because I was like, oh my God, I never knew that photo happened.
Yeah.
Imagine, oh my God, I never knew my identical twin happened. That's pretty wild.
That is.
That's good stuff. Before the weekend.
Wow.
Before Fletcher's weekend starts, you still got work to do. What's coming up next?
I've got some commercial freedom just before noon o'clock, and I've also got your two more keywords, I should say, for the 5K giveaway.
Oh, well, hell yeah. Keep it right here, then. Have a great weekend, everybody. This is Minnesota's 92 KQRS.